Awesome. What's up? We're on the air again. Uh, Welcome to Keep Me Alive. I just did a show last night. It's been a while since I've done a back-to-back show, and it's actually going to be back-to-back because I have another one Friday. But that's the 50th episode. I'm excited about that. I have a great guest with me tonight, Shockwire. His name is actually John Witten. But if you don't know anything about Shockwire, you need to get Instagram or TikTok or something that has viral videos on it because you'll see him. He's at the top of the list every time you're on the reels or on anything, pretty much, right?
That's pretty crazy. I don't have that kind of perspective coming from my own phone. So when people say, hey, like when I started getting picked up and people say, hey, you're on the Explore page, I'm like, no way, that's awesome.
What's the Explore page, right?
Well, I knew what it was, but I always thought, yeah, I'll never get there. That's just like a thing for, actual musicians.
Crazy though. I think I saw you kind of early on. I mean, when did you post the fuel? Wasn't it fuel?
Yeah, it was the fuel video, and it was my first reel. It was because I read an article on Facebook that said, reels are pretty much the way to go. And I thought, okay, cool. And I just had this joke that I did with like this guitar chat where it was just replacing the lyrics of fuel with just whatever nonsense I came up with. And crack was the only one I remembered from like the 10 voice clips I had sent that afternoon. And I just posted the reel and let it go. And then it didn't pick up right away. It took a little bit. And then it just kept going and going, and then
I'm pretty sure it was shortly after that. Because when did the normal speed and slow motion one start?
That one came out just a month later.
Yeah,
and it was just like another idea I had, just like any other of the ideas that I have written down before I record them. You never really anticipate which video is going to go viral. You just do what you do, and whichever thing you do ends up being a thing that resonates. And it's always interesting to find out what resonates with people. And and there are a lot of videos that aren't my favorite, but people love them. And it's like, oh, okay, well, if that's the case, I better make more.
Exactly. So the ones you don't like as much, you have to make more of them, and you're like, man, I have to make another one of these. But they love.
No, you know what? It gets fun after that because once I realize how I'm making people happy.
And the reactions,
and then I get my own energy from it, my own creativity from it. So I never get tired of doing like that kind of thing, especially with these skits, how they're so small. It wasn't like when I was doing reviews before where it was just like so much time and had to condense it. It was like these skits.
10 seconds.
I love doing that. I love the reels. The reels came out at the perfect time.
Yeah.
Because I love skits and I love sketches and all that. And of course I love music. So it was just like something I wanted to do.
It's all working. It's like the best. Hey, we got Dale with us tonight. My buddy down in Nashville. Me and Dale went to high school together, John.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
He made it to Nashville. I didn't. I'm still in the hometown in West Virginia here, but
where are you, John?
I'm up in Ontario, Canada, just like outside of Peterborough, which is an hour and a bit, couple hours north of Toronto.
Okay, nice.
You're actually not that far. I was looking at the map, and I've only been to the falls. That's as Canada as I've been, the Canadian side of the falls, and really Toronto's pretty much right there, just north, and then I guess you're just north of that, so it's probably not that.
Yeah, Toronto's about an hour north of Niagara Falls. So of course you got traffic and everything to deal with. So to get to Niagara Falls, Canada, at least the edge of it takes like 3.5 hours, and to get to the heart of it's about 4. So I would think that it takes less time to drive down to where you are in West Virginia than it is to get to Thunder Bay, Ontario.
I had to meet Dale there for a minute because he's got a lot of background noise. Dale, just let me know when you're ready to speak. I guess I don't know. But I'm so glad he's got a lot of traffic volume. He's in a newer house now. Before he was kind of, his Wi-Fi was awful in the other place that he was living, and it'd be good for like 10 minutes, and then any time longer than 10 minutes, it would just freeze, and like his face would freeze, and then the audio would freeze, and it was the funniest thing. I just had to kick him off a lot. So I don't have to do that anymore. Hopefully, this is the first time that either of them's been on. His girl that has COVID, she's on the show too. She goes by Beverly Trash.
Cool.
She's I don't know where he's going. He's moving around. I don't want to go in the COVID house. Infected in there. Don't go in there.
I'm vaxxed. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I had the bright idea of doing that outside, and I was getting eaten by mosquitoes.
We were getting eaten
Ah,
by the cars going by with the audio.
And a train went by. Sorry about that.
Stupid trains.
mosquitoes, crap, then like traffic, crap. What could make any worse? Crap! I'm going inside.
See, Dale has kind of the same. Dale does acting, and he did a lot of film stuff in high school. So you guys kind of can relate on that style of stuff with incorporating music into film, right, Dale?
Oh yeah, I've always put like skits on my albums and stuff. Either get people to come in and do the audio skits, kind of like Cheech and Chong skits. And if people can't come in, then I end up doing all the voices and whatnot. But in rock and roll, it doesn't make a lot of sense to people when they're like listening to an album. It's like song, 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 and then what is this talking bit?
That's
So
that's so
really,
true.
they either really get it and they love it, or they think, man, you should have left that off. It messes up the flow. But
That is so true because I did an EP a few years ago where we did radio segments and they were absolutely brilliant. My guitar player's dad, who used to work in radio when he lived in British Columbia, has a really great radio voice. And we made this amazingly hilarious, funny script and commercials and everything like that. It was like this whole thing. And people were absolutely into it. And then there was the other half of the people that were like, this totally messes up the flow of the songs. I'm like, so what? So I've been bouncing left and right. What do I do? Do I make one segment? Do I do something at the end? I don't want to do just an intro. I don't know what to do because skits, as you would understand in the albums, help expand your band's universe, and it makes it more of an experience than just like listing songs.
yeah, I think the people that just want straight songs, they're not that fun anyway. If
Yeah,
they
but
get-
if they're listening to our music, you got to be grateful for it too, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
I always thought, just download the songs and just don't download the skits.
Yeah. And I run into that too because I'll incorporate skits and banter into my live show, and the same thing. Some people love that and they're like, "Oh, I wish you would do more of that." And then other people were like, "Could you just stick to the music, please?"
I tried that live. It didn't work. I just decided to stick to like early Blink-182 style banter.
Punk. So did you were in a band before before the whole viral thing happened and took off, right? You were in an actual band with other members, or what was that? What did you do before this?
Well, actually, this is not my first viral band.
Really?
I went viral first with my first band called Super Quest in 2013 with a death metal lesson.
Oh, I have to look that up.
And it was just an idea that the manager had. You guys are really funny. How do we get your personality out? And she thought, do instructional videos, because that was what was lighting up at the time on YouTube. So I just did my thing. I yelled and I had a death metal because I was in high school learning the thing, and I'm like, hey, it's just this. It's just 0, 2, 3, like whatever what the lesson will show you is what I had learned, and it blew up. I didn't understand. Like I didn't see it coming, but people related to it, going like, dude, you are spot on. The thing is, I don't listen to death metal like at all. And when I said the solos are in C minor, that was a completely educated guess. I looked at the guitar and okay, this is it. Okay, so it's C minor, and it worked. It was a total fluke. And then the band's identity was like solidified from there on. And things didn't work out, and then blew up, or like the band exploded. It was a bunch of shit. Then I did another band, and then that kind of just was a floater band for a bit. It was like I got sent back to the AHL and had to float around there before going back to the NHL.
Honors, yeah.
And yeah, so I had the first band. It didn't work out instrumentally, and one member wanted to do this kind of thing that I didn't like, and one member and the other being me did the lessons. The second band, we just couldn't get a lineup together. We couldn't. This area is so non-hair metal, non-80s metal.
Oh, really?
Possible to find members.
I was looking online, but before you jumped on earlier, and there's a crap load of Canadian. Like I was like, I just googled, what bands are from Canada, or what are the best Canadian bands? And there's a crap load.
Anvil.
Anvil, yeah.
There's a Hot Heat I had playing when you jumped on. I mean,
Hot Heat, that's
all
another one.
good ones. Like so they apparently found. I was trying to pull it up here.
And it's funny that you mentioned Anvil because that was the last show. We opened for Anvil as our last show as the second band.
Seriously?
Oh, awesome.
So we didn't get it together, and we kind of got burnt. There was a lot of drama in the first year of that band, and we ended up just drifting for 3 more years, and we got burnt. And then I just started up Shockwire and released some music. I just released some music, nothing you can get right now, just some stuff I put out to make sure that, hey, this is what's up when you come. Check us out. I started doing reviews, like gear reviews, reviewing my guitars, but really loudly, like, hey, you want to check out my custom Jackson soloist? It's got a maple fretboard. I did that, and it wasn't necessarily resonating. And the reason for what I think was that because I was speaking too technical. I wasn't appealing to music fans, just guitar players. So what I did was I filmed my Explorer and started going, this guitar is so loud it can scare an airplane. Useless information. And that got picked up. And it was like, okay, now I have something. And then I released the first Instagram reel, which was the crack video, the Metallica crack field video.
Good. It's so funny.
And that one really picked up. And then a month later, I released the normal speed video, and that went viral. It's at
Yeah.
5.
And that makes people want more. Like every time you do one, I'm like, do another one. But you have so much going on though that you got to take care of that. I mean, you have the Ask Shockwire segment now that I just saw the other night. I didn't even see the first one.
But well, that is the first one. That's the one that it was the very first episode, and I love doing that. So, but awesome. I like having the idea. Okay, we have this kind of skit, and then we have the badass skit, and then we do the questionnaire, and then we do the normal speed thing.
Is it an everyday thing for you now? You have to make a schedule. Are you down to that point yet?
It's not really scheduled. It's just get up and look at the notes and think, what can I get done today? What is doable today? For something I have to do over in town, well, I can't do that today, but what else can I do? Oh, I can film this outside because the sun is out, and I can put everything together and stuff like that. So I kind of list things out that I want to do for the week that I know that are right there, ready to go.
Yeah.
But no, there's nothing really scheduled.
It's not to that point yet. Right.
No.
You'll get there.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to play one of your tracks. That way people can kind of get an idea. When I was explaining it last night to the band I had on, I was like, it's kind of like a parody, but it's not, because it's still you. It's still you doing your art, playing music and your badass guitar playing, but it's still got your skit character in it as a vocalist.
The best way I can describe it is humor without comedy, because what had inspired those lyrics, because the music I was releasing before had the safest lyrics you can think of.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I was just carving it out still. And then it wasn't until I heard this band, this AC/DC copy band, that wrote a song called 12 Beers. And the chorus was like it was a badass, fast, bashing song that you could head your bang to. But the chorus punchline was, "You'll be beautiful after 12 beers." And I smiled and laughed and went, yeah. And I thought, that's the reaction I want to get out of people. That's the style. Yep. That's it. I don't know shit about love. Yeah, I don't want to sing about sex because Whitesnake wrote Still of the Night. I can't talk that.
Right.
So, and then the words 12 beers manifested and it wasn't the same chorus, but 12 beers. What's a 2-syllable word? Fist fight. Fist fight after the game.
Yep.
And then it was like, dude, this happens, because I was watching.
It does happen, yeah. The
Boston Blues series from 2018 or something like that. And people were fighting in the stands. And I was like, I got to look more of this up on YouTube. So it was like, this is happening.
People fight at T-ball games and like little kids, little league games and stuff now. It's crazy. You see it on the news all the time.
I was in like another interview, and that person asked, so are you going to feel responsible for the amount of fist fights that you're going to start for this game? And I was like, yeah, probably.
They've already started.
That's what I said. I'm like, fist fights have existed before this song.
Yeah, really. Since like the 10th century. Yeah. Well, hey, let's listen to it. Let's listen to Fist Fight after the game. This
cool.
Terrific.
one.
Nice.
Fist fight after a game. I need to go start a game and then start a fist fight.
Yeah, so like I put a skit in the guitar solo, so it's like putting the skit universe into the song instead of outside of the song.
And it worked.
And it's like, okay, it's a guitar solo, but we all play guitar solos now. It's not like we're gonna make it to the top 100 list anytime soon. That's been solidified by like, Rolling Stone. As far as the world's concerned, Kurt Cobain will always be better than me. So, so in this instance, I'm just like, screw it. Let's just put the skit over the solo. And if you want to hear the solo, just listen to it live. If there's ever a Shockwire live CD, if there's ever a Shockwire live album, I'm calling it. Oh man, I'm so live right now.
Instead of alive. What was it last night? Nirvana? Was that one of the?
Nirvana. Pronouncing band names wrong.
I had one, and I forgot it, and because I was too busy looking through all the comments, like all the people.
I get them too, and then they go away. It kind of sucks.
It was a good one too, and I can't remember it now.
I need to make the hair metal version. Like I'm doing like general bands to like get like a wide spectrum of people kind of laughing at that kind of joke, but then I want to do like the hair metal version. Like
there is Twink 182. I mean.
Hey guys, I just wanted to pop in and say hi.
Hi.
I don't have a lot of time. So,
are you nursing?
Huh?
Are you nursing still?
Oh, it's a long story. I've usually got lots more to say, but today's just.
Did you go to the doctor?
What's that?
Did you get your nose picked?
Yeah, I'll find out tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it's not instant. You would think it'd be instant by now, the test. Well,
yeah. It was good meeting you, John. I'm going to check out some Shockwave stuff. I didn't get to do my homework before this episode.
It's okay.
It's good, man.
You're good this time, man. You go take care of the household. Get the bugs out of there. I like the wall.
All right. See you all later.
Got this.
See ya.
All right. Cheers.
Yeah, it was cool. They just moved into their new house and they did all this. They were so happy to get out of the other place, and now she's got COVID. It's just it sucks.
Yeah.
She's a teacher though, so she's thinking that she got it from there because they're just starting back with everything. Whatever. Okay, that's enough of the crappy news.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's is that you got to release more songs.
I'm in the writing process of making some more stuff. That 3-song thing I made was like the safest pool I could think of, where I didn't want to do the 1-song bullshit that promoters tell bands to do, because every time you put out one song, you got it's not even the I want more aspect, it's the they have one song, time to move on. So yeah, I didn't want to write too many songs, kind of saturate anything. I just made it the most safe pool possible. Now people are wanting an album, so I'm like, okay, let's do it. So I'm in the writing process of making some new songs, and like usually I write in the winter, but now I'm just like, I got the gears turning. I have riffs from a long time ago from released songs that got unreleased, and they're all mine. So I got like a pool of riffs. It's like how Van Halen recorded a different kind of truth from old riffs from the.
You have a lot of riffs. There's a lot of even in your skits. There's a lot of riffs. There's riffs everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you were in traffic and you were. I guess you needed strings. And did you hurt anybody when you were? I know it was a video game. Like, was it Grand Theft Auto? That one?
It was Grand Theft Auto 5. Yeah.
Yeah, that game's great. Especially.
And it's so easy to get like a basic car and customize it to how your car looks.
Yeah.
So when I did a video with it before with my old band, I had like a red, Ford Freestar, and I was able to find like that counterpart in Grand Theft Auto and make it red and everything like that. So
it's on there, yeah. If you any kind of car that you ever have, it's probably on Grand Theft Auto somewhere. You just have to find it.
Yeah, and there will be like 3 different types of cars in real life that will have like one version of it in Grand Theft Auto.
Who does your drums for you? Is that just all on a program?
Early on, it's with the MIDI program, but early on I tracked with playing the actual drums, and then this time around I just track them because I'm so proficient at making drum tracks now, and I didn't want to make anything too complex. I wanted to make something that any drummer that wants to play rock and roll can just get on and play, and then we can work from there. It's kind of like before Rush got Neil Peart, the drumming was very stripped down, and then once they got Neil Peart, they turned up the drumming. So right now I'm in that simple enough drumming stage before I like because I don't want to make parts that humans can't do.
You don't want to overdo it yet.
No, exactly, right? And I also listen to AC/DC and like Phil Rudd and Simon Wright. I'm like, these guys are playing like 4 notes on the boop, 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 and it's the most powerful thing ever.
Yeah.
So there's also that aspect of it.
But hey, let's take another listen. I'm afraid of this. We got this thunderstorm moving in, and I'm afraid that the power is going to go. And I hate it, 'cause I don't do my shows. I don't pre-record anything, and I don't edit anything unless I have to. You know, I had some guys on from Brazil, which I still need to edit that video a little bit for volume. That's pretty much it. But I do all my stuff live, so I'm afraid the feed will get killed if I wait on this thunderstorm. So I want to kind of. I mean, I don't need to rush this along, but.
No, I get it, man.
But I want to play. At the end of the show last night, I played Heavy Metal Flamethrower Truck, so we'll wait on that for the last song we play. But
all right,
we'll do Dating a Douche next. You want to tell us a little bit about that one?
That song emerged from the guitar chat that I'm in. There's these with the new hair metal with the new wave of popular. How do I explain this? With hair metal coming in, Motley Crue's The Dirt made hair metal relevant again. So all these younger generations are getting into the bands now. And with that, you have like these younger girls that are, they're doing the 80s aesthetic thing. So you got the people their age going, she's really hot, but it turns out she's dating some douche. Yeah, really. And then that kind of, dude, I know so many girls right now that are dating a douchebag. Oh. And I don't want to bitch. I don't want to complain. So the song got written.
It's a terrific song. Let's take a listen to it.
The lyrics are therapy, man. Like I wrote those lyrics and just slam, 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 slam.
Make you feel much better about yourself. I mean, I can almost picture like a music video of this song.
Oh, I got ideas, man. But
I'm sure you're ready. You're ready. You need a cameraman first, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, let's take a listen to it.
Yeah, man, she's really cool. Yeah, too bad her boyfriend's a dick though.
I can see millions of people, thousands, tens of thousands of people at a concert just screaming it and singing it with you. Can you see that?
You know what? Now that you mention it, that's a very, very much a possibility. I've been focused on the plot. I have this idea where obviously there's a girl and a douchebag, but one part, there's the part of the song where I say there's good timing on his hands, or he's got good timing on his side. I want to make this skit where like this douchebag asks this girl out and she's like, well, no one's really talking to me, so sure. And then like 5 minutes later, me or the nice guy or the good guy or whatever asks her out. 5 minutes later, and she says, sorry, I have a boyfriend. Like that window of 5 minute timing is like, ah.
Yeah. My mom, during this song, my mom texted me, and she hasn't had a comment on the YouTube thing yet. But she texted me, she goes, I love the music, and like 6 exclamation points. And then she just put, the lyrics are suspect. But it's my mom.
Well, you know what? I'm not really.
You can't please everybody, Jeez.
Well, she's not really my target audience either, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, she likes 80s music, I guess. So, we have that. But because I have a lot of metal bands on, like a lot of metal bands. And I'm kind of in this not really a rut, but I'm in this stage where everybody is like metalcore, and I love it. I mean, that's my go-to mainly. But so they heard my dad can't really get into it at all. They're like, I don't know how people listen to that stuff. All they do is scream. I don't know how that's music. Well, that's just they don't. I'm sure they don't sit and listen to opera music. They think it sucks. I mean, it's just what.
Yeah, that's a good point. But there is so much of that it's very hard for me to find members that just want to do the 80s stuff because everyone is just into it, and it's frustrating. It's like one is good, a million is too much, and you're all doing it.
Exactly.
It was like I was opening for bands in my old band SuperQuest, and like the first death metal, metalcore, whatever you want to call it, extreme metal band I opened for was awesome. That opened for me was awesome because it was like, dude, you guys scream at every song, it's amazing. And then by like the 20th band, it's like, oh, they scream in every song.
You guys do the same exact thing, and like they're all really good musicians. It's just that when it comes to the vocal part of the song, it sounds like the last band that I heard.
There's a lot of people too that wish they had instrumental versions of that. There's like a lot of like, oh, I wish I could hear that without the vocals. There's a lot of that. And I'm very much not a extreme vocal guy. I'm not into the growls. I'm not into the shrieks. I'm all about.
You could probably do it though, right?
I can, because you can do it as a trained singer. It's just one of those things you can do. And but it's just not something I want to do. And people have asked me, it's like, I just don't want to.
Yeah. Well, you want to save your good vocals for good, not, I can't say good stuff, but for the stuff that you want to do. You got to save your pipes, I guess. I don't know. See, I do 90s covers like Sad, Oasis, and REM shit like that. So I have no screaming ability. I could probably do it, but I would not be able to sing or anything the rest of the night, talk to anybody. Like I would be like, I would lose my voice the first time. But so I mean, I know it's kind of like an art form, I guess, and there's a lot of vocal training involved in being able to do that for an entire show. Though, I mean, it's just like, how is this guy talking to me right now? He just did a whole show just screaming.
Because when you do the vocal training, you learn how to. It's not even screaming as hard as you can. It's like doing these motions in your throat and like these diaphragm breathing that just makes it sound like it's crushing distortion when it's really not.
It's really not as straining as it would seem.
It's not that straining at all. Like when you're good and you can do those hour sets, you can come off and talk.
I mean, you do see like what the lead singer Disturbed. I saw Disturbed once, and from far away at the concert, but up on the Jumbotron, when he was singing, there's like veins popping out of his head, so he probably wasn't even doing it right.
There's a lot of singers that are famous that don't. I can't speak for him, but a singer that probably hasn't done it right, even though he's really good, is Paul Stanley from Kiss.
Yeah. In
the 70s, he had like when you're younger, and you don't have to be as trained when you're going for it. You can just you have fresh vocal cords ready to shriek as high as they can. And then he did Phantom of the Opera. And then he went back to Kiss.
Yeah, so that's a lot. That's definitely vocal training.
And he sang higher notes, and Gene didn't. So whether Gene was trained or not, I think he is. But whether he was or wasn't, he had lower songs to do. And not only that, Kiss tuned down a lot. And he wouldn't play like the Kiss songs that I like that had the high octane vocals, like the song "Young and Wasted," where he's like "Young and Wasted." Oh yeah.
That's so funny. Have you ever thought about doing like a cover band? Have you ever been roped into, or somebody tried to rope you into doing a cover band with them, or a tribute band?
I've done, yeah, of course I've done that. I've done like a cover band where we just play a bunch of stuff, play a bunch of rat. It was like music that I liked. Because when you're a person like a young guy like me, and you like the classic music, the older people just want to play with you. So
Yeah,
a
that's
lot of
true,
bands
yeah.
come out of that, and a lot of
You-
little shows come out of that. So I've done
you-
some wedding shows and
How was that?
carpet.
I heard wedding shows are brutal.
Oh, that wedding show sucked. But I did another wedding show and it was awesome. I don't mind like the hustle and bustle and brutality of shows. I think it's like you do your job. So when I do those 3-hour sets, those 3 set things and come off, I'm just like, that was awesome. I want to do this.
How is your all's COVID scene up there? Are you guys playing shows? Are you guys back to being public and stuff?
You know, well, the thing for me is that I dropped out of the local scene prior to COVID because it just wasn't resonating with my music. And I thought, why not use this tool that can get my music to people that resonates with them? And it worked. So I am completely disconnected. I know a lot of bands in my scene got depressed. They stopped playing. They lost the motivation.
Yeah.
And with that, for some of them, it's a lot to get back into it. And then there are a couple other bands that are absolutely ready to go, but they played some of those limited capacity shows. And much like the NHL games,
Yeah.
there was no energy from the people. They had to be sectioned off. They had to wear masks. It was very limited, and they felt like so deflated from it.
And there's no on stage energy at all because your on stage energy is from the fans and the people.
So that's where we're at right now. When I because I have a lot of American friends and bands and stuff like that, and they're doing these things in houses and stuff like that. Ontario's not there yet.
Yeah, we're there. I mean, it's full force. I mean, I went to a show in Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago, and at a little coffee house. I mean, it wasn't little, but it wasn't like a big venue, and there was 3 bands, and people were moshing and stuff. So it's back. It's just it still kind of makes you like, are we ready? Because the variants and all that shit coming out. So I don't know. I don't want to get on that.
Yeah.
But but I just wanted to know how it was up your all's way. We don't get a lot of Canadian news down here. I don't know why, but
It is, man. So it makes us feel special when we do hit international news for something.
Well, I mean, even when I had the Brazil guys, they were still kind of what you're saying. They're still kind of on the fence with performing out. Of course, they do techno, like tech house and stuff. And it's just,
So they have an easier time.
Yeah, like all their stuff is on the computer, and they don't really play out yet. A lot of their stuff is virtual. They do a lot of their things. Then I had a band in Finland, and gosh, these guys were cool. Rats Will Feast is their name. That was during the pandemic, so I can't really speak for Finland, but I think they were pretty much good anyway. Like around that time, if I can remember right, with not a whole lot of cases, but they were just still kind of just distancing from each other, and not playing out or anything.
Yeah, no, the Finland was one of those countries that handled it better than others.
Yeah, I don't know why that would be, but
I don't look into any of it. I just kind of just do what I do, and because my career got so unaffected by COVID that most of what I see is whatever's coming at me on YouTube on the front page. Yeah. Whatever.
With the Flyers hat, I just now noticed it's Flyers. Are you a Flyers fan?
Yeah, I am. Flyers was the team that got me back into hockey.
You're no Leafs. You're not a Leafs fan.
I am, but like I'm so mad at them right now that I just don't feel comfortable repping them. It's
Why are you mad at them?
Because they just.
Tell us now.
Here's the problem I have with the Leafs. They do amazing in the season. They get you into it. They sell you into it, and then you're all into it, and then they flop. Yeah. And it's disappointing one way or another. If it was like, no offense to the Red Wings, if they were just bad all year, I'd feel better about it. And if it was like the team that was bad all year and made it to the playoffs, or like the Flyers that like barely made it this year and they had a first round exit, that's fine. I can believe in a rebuild, or I can believe in the build and the growth. But with Leafs doing stupendous, Austin Matthews winning the Rocket Richard Trophy, Leafs being miles ahead of everybody else in the Canadian division, you'd think you'd get one series out of them. Just one. All you had to do was defeat a less spicy version of you guys, and you couldn't. You couldn't. And there's a point to be made here. The Montreal beating Leafs is the definition of hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Mitch Marner was on the golf course the next day.
Hey, is that the Shockwire jersey you're wearing?
Yes, it is. I didn't want to wear too much orange.
You got to sell those. I think those will sell. I'd like to have one.
I do got to sell them. I got shirts. I got regular T-shirts.
They have to be sweaters.
They're
right?
actually. What's that?
Don't they call them sweaters? You know, the jerseys, they call them sweaters, right?
These are actually like play jerseys, like jerseys that you would wear for your team. Like I bought them from a jersey place. Nice. And what's cool about these is that they're not cuffed like this, like storage, like merch jerseys. They're back like this. So if you're a guitar player, you have tons of room.
You should do an instructional video of how to play with the Shockwire jersey.
Yeah, the Shockwire jersey comes with like a training video. Yeah. Imagine if like it was like 1995 and I shipped like a videotape with a Shockwire training.
Hey, there's bands down here like around Pittsburgh. There's bands down here that they don't release CDs, they release tapes, like cassette tapes.
Oh yeah. Sure, because if you want the songs, you could just download them. But if you want like the physical copy, you sell the most. The whichever one that works for you. Like I want to do CDs, eventually get into the LPs and stuff like that. But every band looks into LPs and go, "Oh, I can't pay that fucking minimum," and that's it.
Yeah. But, you know, a lot of bands are doing the vinyls and stuff. You know, all that older stuff is coming back. So yeah, I'm thinking of VHS instructional video with the jersey. I mean, the jersey's it's gonna sell anyway. But I mean, that's.
But what I was saying is that once I generate enough sales from the regular T-shirts, then I'll start investing into these because there are a lot to go into it. So I'm going to have to sell them for a lot. But I think these are the kind of things that when people see like they like it this much, they'll pay for it because I would do the same. And I'm not going to charge like $200 like the AC/DC one I saw at Fan Expo. It'll be reasonably priced enough that you'll be able to get the shirt. But it's just going to be more expensive than
stuff that I have from the guests that I've had on there.
That would be dope.
Mainly stickers. I got mainly stickers on the. Okay, yeah.
I need to make stickers.
And then I got this is a guy Bobby Lane I had on. He actually painted that.
That's really cool. I want that on a guitar.
I'm sure he could. He's a guitar player also. He could probably do that for you. I'll hook you up with him.
That's amazing. I can't afford that kind of thing right now, but like if ever I did, it's like, man, I want so much fun stuff to be made by good people.
Actually, I went to the that thing there is from Jake the Hawk, a band I had on from Pittsburgh area, and I actually got that at their show. They played a show recently. So.
That's really cool.
So it's just a little poster. So I thought I'd put that back there. Hey, let's do another song. Let's do the heavy metal one.
All right.
What was the now? When you listen to these songs in headphones like this, you start to hear. Because when I listen to music, I don't really pay attention to the lyrics unless I'm reading them. And when I'm not available, I just pay attention to the music because as a musician, that's what
I always prefer the music. Like it's music first, lyrics second.
Right. So like listen to those other couple songs. I was picking out a few things in there, but earlier today when I was listening to this song, there's something about a Chevy in there. I think I heard. So there's what was this? What was the inspiration behind the lyrics and the song altogether?
I think I had a buddy over, and we were just messing around with lyrics, and I just started coming up with rhymes for that song, and he started laughing, and I'm like, well, I guess we have something good here. So I typed out the lyrics, and then I made the music, and then, being in my safe lyrics phase, didn't use those lyrics, and released the music with some other safe shit. And then and that wasn't the music that I used for the current version of Heavy Metal Flamethrower track. That was entirely rewritten. So when I was like looking for lyrics that matched the energy of Dating a Douche and Fist Fight After the Game, I remembered Heavy Metal Flamethrower truck. Pulled up those lyrics. I'm like, these do not have to be changed. and it absolutely worked.
And it pumps you up too. Well, both of those other songs.
I'm actually surprised at how pumpy that song is. And when I played it physically live with the PA and the guitar was like, this is loud. Like this has a lot of deep, deep power to it for a song in standard tuning.
Let's take a listen to it.
All right.
picked up on Beamer, right?
Beamer, yes. I was like, you got it. Because like you got the douchebags in the BMWs. A couple things about that song. The speed part was added way later. It was a regular guitar solo. I'm like, I need something here. What is something I did before but never released? Oh, I know. I did a speedy part once. Let's do that. So the riff wrote itself, and that was that. And I think there was another reason why I didn't use those lyrics is because I dated like an environmentalist girlfriend at that time. And she would have not liked them. And even though I care about Earth too and do everything, I was just like, you know what? Like for now, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna continue recycling, but I'm gonna release these lyrics. This is great. Like
it's phenomenal.
It does, and I'm like, I'm an idiot. It's like it's not gonna make me look like I'm an anti-environment. I'm just making fun stuff.
You're making music.
It's just fun.
You're not one of those environmental people. You just make music and you're happy.
The best environmental song ever written is "Hands All Over" by Soundgarden.
I do remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that Soundgarden. That's my Soundgarden.
I don't even know. I don't even know if that's an environmental song. Is it an environmental song?
Yeah, it's about it. If you listen to lyrics, it's like, you know, hands all over the coastal waters as they lay down their oily blanket.
Oh.
Hands all over the desert, turning eagle into vulture. Like very creative and very cool.
Yeah, but are you a vegan?
No.
Okay. I read this meme last night on Instagram that, you know, that vegans always have to put it out there that they're vegan. You get that? Do you know any vegans?
I don't. I think the vegan thing comes up when food in general comes up.
Yeah,
but when food in general comes up, everything comes up. Like some person might be vegan, but you got this other guy going, oh yeah, well I could drink 12 beers. And then you got this other guy who's like, I could eat 5 cheeseburgers. So everyone, it's not like vegan syndrome or anything like that. It's just that whenever someone's proud of something food related, they fucking tell you.
And it's then there's a guy that be, well, you can drink 20 beers. Well, I could drink 25 gluten-free beers.
Yeah, you're something like that. And then nobody brags that they can successfully do the milk challenge, so they're all a bunch of.
I was at a party once, and this kid, he found in the refrigerator, because we were at somebody's house, one of those like, I guess it'd be Costco or Sam's Club jars, big jars of mayonnaise, like the cheap version, not Miracle Whip or anything. The cheap, not Hellman's. It was the gigantic thing.
This is like worse than Great Value.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Worse than that. And it was a whole thing, and
whole tub.
And he went around and collected money to be able to eat that, just that, with no breaks of like a beer in between, you know. And he did it. He got about $550 out of that.
I was gonna say the guy probably walked out like rich.
I didn't even want to watch it. It was disgusting. I mean.
Oh, I can't watch food. Yeah. People struggling eating food. Like if there's like a pie eating contest, I can't watch it.
Well, they got the hot dog thing with the Nathan's hot dogs down here for whatever holiday it is, and they have the guy that comes in, Joey Chestnut. He comes in and eats a bunch of hot dogs, and well, they got him to come to West Virginia because we have pepperoni rolls here. I don't know if you've heard of pepperoni rolls. It's what you would think it is. It's a roll of Italian bread, and they stick pepperoni. Well, it could be a stick pepperoni or the like pizza pepperoni.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's a big thing down here to eat. So they got Joey Chestnut to come down for the I think the festival up north here, and they did a pepperoni roll eating contest. And of course he wins it because he eats like 50 hot dogs at the hot dog place in New York, you know. So
he's got practice.
He wins every year. Like it's no competition because he beats the crap out of everybody. But I can't. I don't. Why do you need to do that? And he's not even fat. Like he's not even a big dude. You would think that a big dude would win all these contests, but he doesn't.
You got that dynamic with beer drinkers too. You got beer drinkers where they're like giant, and then you got beer drinkers who are skinny and they have the same stamina.
Because they puke.
Like, these two are big drinking buddies of mine. One's giant, one's like small.
It's like the guy that has a plate of wings and 2 beers in front of him.
Yeah.
Gluten-free.
Yeah, gluten-free.
Hey, Friday. I know you're a busy guy, but if you ever want to check into the show, Friday I have a guy on that doesn't do anything like you do, or anything like I've had on for the past few times that I've had the show. So my parents actually, well, they'll like him anyway. He's been on the show before. His name's Shenandoah Thompson. He's from Morgantown, which is just north of me here in West Virginia, and he lives up in New York now. He's trying to pursue the whole playwriting thing. and he writes plays and submits them and things like that. Anyway, he's going to be on the show on Friday for the 50th episode.
Wow.
I just
Cool.
celebrated a year, and now I'm celebrating 50 episodes. So I don't know.
That's great, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. I love this. And I think well, you're the first Canadian I've had on. So you're my third country. So wait, Finland, Brazil, Canada. Where are we going next? You know, it's cool. I love it. And the guys I had on last night were from Erie, so that's on the way to Canada.
Yeah. Well, there's like an OHL team in Erie. Like there's an Ontario Hockey League that has a set of Canadian teams and 3 in the United States.
Cool. See what I'm thinking. Grand Rapids Griffins. That's Detroit's minor league team, I think.
Yeah.
See, how far would you be from Detroit from where you are?
I've actually been to Detroit, so I would say it's about. You got probably about 6. Yeah, I would say 6 hours from here to get to, because you go to Windsor, Ontario to get to Detroit. So it's always like it easily takes about 6 hours to get to Detroit. And I've been to Detroit. It was very interesting. I had a great time. Didn't have a bad time at all. Went to go see a band called Blackberry Smoke. I actually ended up meeting Chris Draper on the street. That was very cool.
How did that happen? Well, on the street, I guess, but.
Oh, not on the street. It was like at the outside of the venue of the show, and I think he just saw my Flyers jersey or something like that. Just started talking hockey, and he was like, "So, what do you think of Claude Lemieux?" And I'm like, "Oh, I love him, but I didn't agree with the Draper hit or anything like that." And he's like, "Well, I'm Chris Draper," and I'm like, "No way!"
He's probably like.
Well, the thing is that I didn't reference his face or anything like that, Chris Draper's face, prior to him introducing. And when he introduced, I was just like so amazed to have met a hockey legend.
Were you like a teeny bopper fan when he said he was Chris Draper? Oh, can I get your autograph?
I was pretty excited, but he was really humbled by it. I don't think he probably doesn't deal with that kind of excitement. Not that much, but that kind. And there was another guy. And he introduces himself as Chris Draper as the conversation grows. And the first thing the guy says was, "Dude, how's your face?" Like, I was trying to avoid that. And that's the first thing this guy says.
That's crazy. Well, hey, I know you're a busy dude. I don't want to keep you.
No, it's cool.
And but you're welcome back to the show anytime.
Wonderful.
What's your numbers up to now? I think it was 17K on Instagram last night when I looked. 17,000.
Actually, it's at 18.4 now.
See, maybe
I didn't grow that much overnight. That 17 was last week.
Yeah, that's still 18, badass, man. Keep
18.
It up.
No, it's fantastic. I love seeing it.
I have 25 subscribers on my YouTube, so if you can send some of those my way, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I will. When this is all ready to go, I'll just be like, link here. Listen to me talk about the songs. This guy's fucking cool.
He is cool.
Kind of looks like an astronaut right now.
Do I?
With the headphones. And
wait, like I can't hear without them. I mean,
and the pop filter makes makes it like a radio thing.
I hate this thing. I really just want to break it, but it was.
Oh, you're not a fan of the pop filter, eh?
Well, I'm a fan of what it does, but not where it's located and how I have to. I don't like it. I keep hitting my face on it. And, I don't know.
It looks like the one without the covering, so it looks like you scrape yourself on that screen.
I need to get I just need to invest in one of those foam things.
Yeah, I didn't mess around when I got a pop filter. I was like, I'll just get the nice looking one.
Well, I mean, the microphone's it's an SM58, so it's a nice microphone, but
you have a less dented version of the SM58.
I have a dented version.
Whoa, dope! Does it still work?
Oh, it works. It's just dented and has. It's not mine. It is now, but it was my buddy's, and then he moved, and then my buddy that comes over all the time, he acquired it from that guy, and then he didn't want it for anything because he just plays guitar, and so now I have it again, and it's the same as this, but it's dense all over and like tobacco stains on it, and it's very vintage. But hey, I'm gonna play some Shenandoah stuff. For the end of the show. He'll be on Friday. Let's see. Oh, and then I just locked in a band for Monday, Shadow of Corvus. I just saw them up in Pittsburgh with a band I had on last night. They're really good. They're freaking metal. But they're not 80s metal. But,
Well, a band named Shadow, like I didn't.
Corvus, yeah, Shadow of Corvus. Yeah. Well, I had a band on a couple last week called Micro Guttural Fluctuation. It's everything you would think they would be with that name.
Okay. Yeah.
You know,
You gotta love it when a good band name leaves not much imagination, like not much. I don't mean imagination, but like it doesn't take you much to figure. Okay, these guys are clearly this, and like that's exactly it. So, I love clever band names like that, or not even clever, just like good words.
well, hey, stay on the Zoom for a little bit after I kill the live stream, if you don't mind. You got a little bit of time.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna play a little bit of Shenandoah while I change the marquee. So say goodbye to Shockwire. We got to spell Shenandoah in 2 minutes here of his song. But this is Guilty Conscience off of his new record called Guilty Conscience, and he'll be here Friday 8 o'clock. So we'll see you then. Thank you, Shockwire.
Thank you for having me.
I'm a little bit lonely, that's me. I'm a confused, messed up wannabe. I keep getting through, keeping on. Just a broke back, beat down vagabond. I'm just angry, that's fine. Can never recollect that next line like I want to. It's true, don't want you to blame yourself like I do. I'm a little bit pigeon-toed, nobody knows. Just a dipped-down punk, so here it goes. Anywho, let's see. It's me, I'm just a confused, fucked up wannabe. I'm a little tongue-tied, I lie, tend to. No matter how hard I try to stop now. Sit down, keep making up plans to skip town. I'm just a little angry, I'm sorry. I'm the same old ping-pong stuck Atari with no controls. Nothing I can do cause the screen froze. I'm a little tossed out, pissed off, always losing track of what I've lost, but I'm still laughing. Happy sometimes, pack it all, keep it all, madman.